George-Louis Palmella. Busson du Maurier was a French-British cartoonist and author, known for his cartoons in Punch and also for his novel Trilby. He was the father of actor Sir Gerald du Maurier and grandfather of the writers Angela du Maurier and Dame Daphne du Maurier. He was also the father of Sylvia Llewelyn Davies and grandfather of the 5 boys who inspired J.M.Barrie's Peter Pan. Early life. George du Maurier was born in Paris, the son of Louis Mathurin du Maurier and Ellen Clark, daughter of the Regency courtesan Mary Anne Clark. He was brought up to believe that his aristocratic grandparents fled France during the Revolution, leaving vast estates behind in France, to live in England as émigrés. However, du Maurier's grandfather, Robert Mathurin Busson, was actually a tradesman who left Paris in 1789 to avoid fraud charges, and later changed the family name to du Maurier. Du Maurier studied art in Paris, and moved to Antwerp, Belgique, where he lost vision in his left eye. He consulted an oculist in Düsseldorf, Germany, where he met his future wife, Emma Whitewick. He followed her family to London, where he married Emma in 1863. The couple settled in Hampstead around 1877, first in Church Row and later at New Grove House. They had 5 children: Beatrix, Guy, Sylvia, Marie-Louise and Gerald. Career. Cartoonist. He became a member of the staff of the British satirical magazine Punch in 1865, drawing 2 cartoons a week. His most common targets were the affected manners of Victorian society, the bourgeoisie and members of Britain's growing middle class in particular. His most enduringly famous cartoon, True Humility, was the origin of the expressions "good in parts" and "a curate's egg." In an earlier cartoon, du Maurier had coined the expression "bedside manner," by which he satirized actual medical skill. Another of du Maurier's notable cartoons was of a videophone conversation in 1879, using a device he called Edison's telephonoscope. In addition to producing black and white drawings for Punch, du Maurier created illustrations for several other popular periodicals: Harper's, The Graphic, The Illustrated Times, The Cornhill Magazine, and the religious periodical Good Words. Furthermore, he did illustrations for the serialization of Charles Warren Adams's The Notting Hill Mystery, which is thought to be the first detective story of novel length to have appeared in English. Among several other novels he illustrated was Misunderstood by Florence Montgomery in 1873. Writer. Owing to his deteriorating eyesight, du Maurier reduced his involvement with Punch in 1891 and settled in Hampstead, where he wrote 3 novels. His first, Peter Ibbotson, was a modest success at the time and later adapted to stage and screen, most notably in Peter Ibbotson and as an opera. His second novel, Trilby, was published in 1894. It fitted into the Gothic horror genre, which was undergoing a revival during the fin de siècle, and the book was hugely popular. The story of the poor artist's model Trilby.He, transformed into a diva under the spell of the evil musical genius Svengali, created a sensation. Soap, songs, dances, toothpaste, and even the city of Trilby in Florida were all named for the heroine, and the variety of soft felt hat with an indented crown that was worn in the London stage dramatization of the novel is known to this day as a Trilby. The plot inspired Gaston Leroux's 1910 novel Phantom of the Opera and the innumerable works derived from it. Du Maurier eventually came to dislike the persistent attention given to his novel. The third novel was a long, largely autobiographical work entitled The Martian, which was only published posthumously. Personal life and death. George du Maurier was a close friend of Henry James, the novelist. The relationship was fictionalized in David Lodge's Author. He was buried in St. John at Hampstead Churchyard in Hampstead Parish in London. Bibliography. Peter Ibbotson 1891, adapted in 1935 by Henry Hathaway into a film starring Gary Cooper, also adapted as an opera by Deems Taylor. Trilby 1894, The Martian 1897, social pictorial satire 1898.